The hedgehog's dilemma is a metaphor describing the challenge of intimacy. It goes something like this. You're a hedgehog hanging out with your array. That's what a group of hedgehogs is called. It's a cold day and you're all searching for warmth. Naturally, you start grouping together. As you get closer to the other hedgehogs, you feel warmer. But something else happens. You start getting pricked. So you back away again. But of course, then you're cold. The dilemma is this. What do you do so you can stay warm and also not be pricked? This puzzle was created by Arthur Schopenhauer and later used by Freud to reflect human relationships. As they describe it, we want to be close to others but are driven away by their unpleasant qualities. The proposed solution is this. We find a middle ground. We get close enough for a little warmth, but not so close that the pricking is unbearable. It's kind of a pessimistic view, isn't it? In fact, it's almost funny to read how unbearable Schopenhauer describes proximity to another person to be. He says, their many unpleasant and repulsive qualities and insufferable drawbacks drive people apart. It sounds like a guy who really did not like people. Still, I like the hedgehog's dilemma for a couple of reasons. First, it articulates that being close to people isn't always easy, which is what makes the metaphor appealing. Second, it's an opportunity to engage with an idea rather than merely take it at face value. A short animated film called Henry does exactly that. It adapts the hedgehog's dilemma, but ends on a happier message. The main character is a hedgehog, Henry, who gives hugs to other animals, but has to stop because his quills hurt them. But the story ends when the hedgehog finds a turtle, whose shell protects him from Henry's quills. It takes the hedgehog's dilemma and gives it a positive twist. Maybe it's a matter of finding the right person to be close to. I like the additional bit of truth that this story adds to the metaphor, that who you are close to matters. And there are more insights that can be drawn from the hedgehog's dilemma with a little more thought. Specifically, we can think about ways it doesn't do a good job describing reality. No metaphor stands on four legs. In other words, there's always some way in which a metaphor is dissimilar to what it describes. For instance, are the challenges of getting close to someone really like being poked by quills? Say a friend comes over to your house and leaves a mess, or talks a little too much about themselves without asking how you are. That kind of unpleasantness is more complex than physical pain. For one thing, you have some control over how much it bothers you. You can try to understand that they didn't realize they made a mess, or were simply going through a difficult time and wanted to talk through it. Alternatively, maybe those things just don't bother you. Or maybe your appreciation for this person as a friend drowns out these things. In other words, we can be inclined to, or even practice, being close to hedgehogs without letting their quills poke us quite as much. That seems to be something Schopenhauer struggled to do. But there's an even more significant difference. Being close to someone is not something you should do for your own gain, and their flaws something you should put up with as a cost. There's a different connection between relationships and flaws. Caring for someone despite seeing their flaws makes your love for them all the more admirable. And being cared for by someone despite your own flaws makes their love for you all the more meaningful. So yes, sometimes we might feel like we're hedgehogs, but luckily I think there's more to our warmth and quills than meets the eye.